Hey guys, PUBGshorts here, and today we're finding out something completely new to me, and that is that couches in Somalia spark in the year 2003 when you shoot them with a 50 cal machine gun, that is. The more you know. Nah, but in all seriousness, we're actually going to go over the fact, and I'm sure most of you have figured this out by now, but why you should, and let me emphasize this and really drill it into your ear holes, never pre-order a game again. Also, for some reason, Delta Force Black Hawk Down, released in 2003 on PC, PS2, and Xbox Original, was apparently the loudest game in the history of mankind, for some reason. Anyway, the reason I'm starting with this game is because it was truly a jam I spent hours on. Playing this with mates at sleepovers on the PS2, hiring it from Video Easy down the road, coupled with a pizza and a bottle of Coke the size of my head, truly the golden years. Alright, that's enough enjoyable nostalgia. It's 2023 now, and FPS games have been enslaved by the live service market. You're also no longer allowed to enjoy them, and any fun has had the life sucked out of it. Most of the cool cosmetics are more than likely locked behind a paywall. How far we've fallen. Regardless, let's rip in, and I hope you enjoy the video. I'm going to be playing a couple of clips in the background, just like the previous video. If you didn't watch that one, basically, it was about mobile gaming is affecting modern day FPS games. Feel free to jump on it after this video if you're watching this, and I'll link it in the description below, as it's part of a series I'm currently undertaking, titled The Current Multiplayer FPS Crisis. This is the second video in the series. Now, with all that nonsense out of the way, basically, the gist of today's video is to remind everyone, including myself, not to get aboard the hype train and watch a singular trailer for a new game coming out and everyone go balls to the wall to clamour over each other to get their pre-order in first. Alright, so 9 years ago, we got this absolute gem dropped before our eyes, and well, myself and a god-awful other amount of people, we basically had a fit in disbelief about how good this trailer looked. And well, that's the whole point of the trailer. It's supposed to make you want to drool over it like a fat kid in a lolly shop.
Bobo, it's Mr. Burns' bear, all right.
Well, Burns isn't getting this back cheap, I can tell you that. He's gonna have to give me my own recording studio. Do all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Homer, you're drooling on the mic again.
And that's their exact purpose. Game companies spend big money on trailers to lure pre-orders, to get more money for the project before the game may even be finished. This can be said for the trailer we just watched, and for Battlefield 4 in particular. I'm sure many of you also experienced the absolute nightmare that was the launch for Battlefield 4. The game simply didn't work. It simply was not finished, it was incomplete, and it was an absolute mess. There I was with a pre-order, some few months out, waiting patiently for the day the game dropped, so I could play, to only be disappointed, frustrated, and annoyed that I'd given my money to something that wasn't even finished, even though I had a physical copy of it held in my hands for the Xbox One. I was unable to play.
Yeah, that's one fine-looking barbecue pit. Why doesn't mine look like that?
I can't help but feel like Dyson EA were nearly playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, but it happened to be real life with Battlefield 4 and not a theme park. The idea still works, and let me explain it. They had made an advertisement for this brand new theme park to go to. Hyped everyone up. I bought my pre-order ticket, turned up at the gate, and there wasn't a single ride working in the park. And you'd be furious, right? Here you are, spending your time, your money, travelling to go to this place to have some enjoyment, or in this case specifically, me at my local shops during the midnight launch, my first and only ever midnight launch, to get home, to open this box, get out the Xbox, for it to just not work. Honestly, it was a pretty crap way to go about the day one Xbox One launch. Battlefield 4 was the only game I bought for the console because I knew I was going to put hours upon hours into it. It literally didn't work, so I came home with this brand new console a brand new game, and it may as well have been a big paperweight. I think we as consumers get excited about new things coupled with good advertisements, and thus turning us into wanting the brand new iPhone because it's got this feature and this feature, or it does this different. We're in a world where we consume things constantly and always want to be up to date with the latest tech, be it games, phones, graphic cards, you name it. Pre-ordering has become this thing where people seem to panic that they won't be able to have the game, or they won't be able to be playing with their mates the exact second the game drops. I think honestly we need to take 2 minutes to look back in time and think, hey, FPS game companies don't deserve my money. They don't deserve my pre-order. For starters, they haven't delivered a desirable product for more than a decade. And yes, Battlefield 4 did end up becoming a great game. I love it to pieces. I've spent hundreds upon hundreds of hours in it. It wasn't plagued with the live service model, and the devs seemed somewhat competent enough to undo their mistakes from launch. But most multiplayer FPS games after have not been able to redeem themselves in the same way, in my opinion. Back on track, I don't believe FPS game companies actually care about the consumer or the communities that their game has combined over the years. And it's been that way for many, many years. They've proven time and time again that all that matters is money. They're investors, and if they can profit off of something. They seem to not be able to comprehend that if they made a quality good game, it would increase sales and increase people wanting to spend money in it. Crazy idea, right? If we as consumers stop pre-ordering games, the companies will always have a chokehold and the amount of money coming in will obviously drop. They need to be held accountable for the product they're making and not be rewarded for having the previous title cancel, or the next one come out and release broken and bugged beyond a playable state. And then do something as ridiculous as not include a working anti-cheat system in a AAA game that's a crucial and an integral part of any multiplayer FPS. I'm just like you. I'm not a professional, I'm not a game dev, and I wouldn't know the first thing to do in undertaking any part of game development. I am, however, a gamer. It's a passion I've had since I could grasp a hold of a controller or of a mouse. I have ideas that I think would benefit and make a game that doesn't have them great, and this comes from years and years of time and experience. I too see the next FPS multiplayer game get teased on Steam and want to slap down a pre-order myself. It's nearly like I can't help it. As if I'm saying to myself once again, this one's got to be it. This one's got to be one that redeems the genre.
A moron says what?
Not being a moron, I wouldn't know. However, medium.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you your moron.
We've come a hell of a long way since 2003, and that much is obviously apparent. But we, as fans, as a whole community, as the players of multiplayer FPS games, need to say when enough is enough. We need to stop pre-orders of new titles and wait until the game releases, and then, only then, decide there after release if it's worth our time, our money, and our blessing. These companies only function when we purchase their product. So let's make them give us the quality that we deserve. G'day legends, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate the bloody hell out of you. Thanks to everyone who watched the previous video as well. If you didn't watch that, I'll link it in the description below. Guys, please don't forget to hit the bell icon, subscribe, like, drop a comment, and obviously let me know what you thought of the video. Well, let me know if you enjoyed it, you think I'm a pain art. And yeah, I appreciate you guys heaps, and I hope you have a ripper day. Cheers. Yo!